Chapter 1, Getting on Course to Your Success. As you read through this chapter, there's a lot of great information about some of the main differences between high school and college, or maybe you're coming from professional world and you've re-entered your academic journey. So we will get into cultural differences and ways to just start the semester strong. It is very difficult for you to start the semester underwater and feel like you can get your breath under you and get caught up. So the goal here is to make sure you start strong and stay strong. I'm looking now at the Chapter 1 text. A couple things I want to point out. I love this box here, what to do during your first week in college. Spend some time looking through that list and see what have you done, what do you still need to do. It's great information. Moving through the text, we get into the culture of higher education. Good stuff there. 12 college customs. So again, are you doing these things? Do you understand what your prerequisites are, what your graduation requirements are, etc.? When we get to this heading where it says write a great life, we start to go through what the steps are going to be to write a meaningful journal. Every chapter from now until the end of the semester, you will write a journal entry that goes along with the theme of the chapter. I will create a separate video outlining how to do a good journal, but you're going to want to read through this because this is exactly what I plan to tell you. And as you continue through understanding the expectations of educators and a list of those expectations, are you living up to what the expectation is as an online student, as a seated student? What do you need to do? What changes can you make at this point to live up to the expectations of your instructors? All good stuff. Let me go over to our Chapter 1 folder in the Lessons area of Blackboard and go through the assignments that are due this week. So you have 7 tasks listed. This is a heavy week, okay? It really is, but some of this information is quick. Now, first task for this week is to set up your MindTap access for the semester. You are going to use this hyperlink here to set up your MindTap access. There's a blue pinwheel every time we're going to be taken over to Cengage, okay? So this will take you to your MindTap access, but before you click here, 2 things I want you to do. I want you to open this into a new tab, how to enable pop-ups, and figure out which browser you're using so that you can follow those steps. And number 2, I want you to pull up the guided registration walkthrough. You're going to see a video and you're going to see step-by-step instructions. Most important thing is to use the link inside of our Blackboard page to set up your MindTap access. Regardless of whether you have a code in your possession at this moment, you are going to set up your MindTap access now. If you do not have a code, you're going to initiate a grace period. And that grace period will allow you to get this week's assignments completed. As you're setting up your MindTap access, you're going to be given 3 options. Number 1, enter the code you received from the bookstore. Number 2, pay for a code now using a credit card. And number 3, initiate your grace period. Pick one of those 3 and move forward with the rest of this chapter. If you run into any problems or need any help with MindTap setup, there is an area here called Help Setting Up MindTap, and our support team over at Cengage has Zoom meetings for students. So jump on a Zoom call and ask somebody at Cengage to help you with your setup if you have any questions. Okay, task 2 is to read Chapter 1. I just had that pulled up. Your MindTap account is set up, so the ebook is linked right here. Task number 3, complete the CSFI pre-assessment. Let me show you what that looks like. That is another MindTap pinwheel link. It is a self-assessment. You get full credit for completing it, You're going to hit start, and then you're going to answer these questions honestly and hit submit. Please note that the grade for this assignment will not be in the gradebook until after the due date. So you're just going to have to rely on MindTap for completing it. On-course soft skills self-assessment pre-test. Click on that. That takes you to another self-assessment. You hit start survey, and you will use the drop down and answer each question. Now, very important here, when you finish the soft skills pre-assessment, you could take a screenshot if you would like, or you could keep it open on a tab, but you will actually be recording those 8 scores from the 8 areas on your journal. So if you need to, just when you get that done, go ahead and jot on a piece of paper your scores. That's going to be the first thing you're asked on your journal. Journal 3, again, I'll go into how to do a journal in depth in a separate video, but just very quickly, let's make sure we understand. Journal 3 template looks like this. Record the 8 scores. Okay. Then you're going to write about what you scored higher in, what you scored lower in. You're going to do a save as, and you're going to use the black hyperlink to submit. Full video on this in a separate video. Okay, next task is a Chapter 1 quiz. So you've completed your reading, and you're going to have questions based on the reading. Okay, you have 3 attempts, so if you're not happy with your grade the first time, then go ahead and retake it. Have any questions, reach out. These tasks have a due date right here, 11:59 p.m.